Nervous wait. To Yurchenko with full twist. Gina Gogian from Romania. Again, good height, just losing those legs a little bit, splitting them, but good landing from the full twist. She's taken the lead. Just waiting for that score to come up. And this is an interesting competition between the Romanians, because Milosevic does not have to compete. She is the defending world champion, so she gets through to the final automatically. But that leaves Mirela Pasca and Gina Gogian competing for the other place, because in the final no country can have more than 2 gymnasts, even though they can enter 3 for the competition. .987 for Gogian's first vault. Now, was that one any better? Same vault, same split in the legs, but she was just a little higher in the landing. She might just squeeze a little more out of the judges. Gets the legs nicely together by the time she gets through the twist, but just losing the tension a tiny bit. Exaggerated when we see it in slow motion. It all goes through very, very quickly as the judges see it. York Yul, amazing gymnast, burst into prominence in Indianapolis with some incredible vaulting. The world vault champion, but here on floor. Oh, look at the height there. Beautiful. Able to kick out of that double tuck back and really just drop. He completed the somersaulting before he'd stopped going up. Yeol from South Korea. He really can spring, can't he? And certainly a gymnast to watch. The confidence he must have gained from getting that gold in Indianapolis. And I think we're seeing it here on the floor. That's a tremendous exercise from him. Really giving it everything. Didn't even make the floor final in Indianapolis. Well, that was some performance from the vault champion from those championships. He qualifies, of course, for the final of vault without even competing. And Gogian's score for a second vault exactly the same as for the first, 9.887, so no improvement there. Last bit of rehearsal, getting everything into place. This is a recording of the leader on rings, Hungary's Sylvester Shalani. Double twisting double back dismount. A little off there, but it was beautiful until that point. He led at that stage with 9.675, but I'm sure he'll be overtaken. He already dropped now down to third place. But again, should be safe for a place in the final, and that's all the gymnasts have to do at this stage of the competition. So it's a mixture of playing safe, being accurate, and putting in enough difficulty to make sure of a place in that final. The warm-up taking place now for the third section. That's Betty Aquino from the USA, fourth in the all-around in Indianapolis. And 9.775 for Yu Oksal from Korea on the floor. Yokyul. And that's the warm-up for the third section. Betty Aquino, very exciting gymnast. The American girls really took the Indianapolis World Championships by storm. Got up to second place, overtook Romania in the team event, and then Kim Zmeskal deposed the Russians and the Romanians to take gold in the all-around, with Betty Aquino just missing out on the medals, coming in fourth. Well, they're still in that warm-up. There's the great Svetlana Boginskaya, now certainly struggling to hold her place at the top of the world. We'll be back to see whether she can do it in just a few moments.
Technique. Balance. France Telecom is the partner of the French Federation and of the European Union of Gymnastics.
Start your day with the sparkling freshness of Mennen aftershaves.
Mennen, no better way to face the day.
Mennen aftershaves in 3 fresh fragrances: green, active, and cool breeze.
A top moment in the 92 gymnastics season. The France Telecom Trophy. The very first World Championship for specialists in individual skills. An enthralling and artistic event from Bercy. The France Telecom Trophy is brought to you by France Telecom, official partner of the French Gymnastics Federation. Gymnastics, the France Telecom Trophy, in Saturday Alive, 1:30 p.m. and 11 p.m. here on Eurosport.
Eurosport Live.
Welcome back. All set, ready almost for the action. There's the great Svetlana Boginskaya, pushed into the silver medal position in Indianapolis, but she had won the 2 previous all-around competitions in the World Championships, third back in 1988 in the Seoul Olympics. And now under pressure, but an incredible competitor. Most people thought she'd have retired and wouldn't bother, but she's determined to have a go at the Olympics. Her first vault now. The Yurchenko with twist. Lands it beautifully. Was 5th in Indianapolis in the vault final. There, the round off turning you backwards from the springboard and the twist in the back somersault off the top of the horse. About 1.5 somersaults, otherwise you'd land on your head. And they're a sign of the times, even on the Russian leotards, a sponsor's tag. 9.912 for her first vault. Just splitting those legs as she always does, one slightly in front of the other, but she'd already got 9.912 safely in the bag, so she could go for that extra lift. Didn't quite get the timing right, almost pushed herself too far up. It was a little bit low. And this is Betty Aquino. Oh yes, that should do nicely. It really does. And there, Bela Karolyi, just as he used to hug the Romanian gymnasts when he was coaching in the era of Nadia Comaneci. Now just as devoted to success with the Americans. Aquino, one of his own gymnasts, on his center in Houston, Texas. And there's Marta Karolyi, who followed him after he defected. They have always been a very formidable coaching duo and have come up with some incredible success already in America. And Boginskaya has taken the lead in the vault, 9.912 for her second vault as well. Nodi, Henrietta Nodi from Hungary, was there before. And Aquino fourth with 9.85. And that's Sylvester Shalani from Hungary, just getting ready to go on the pommel horse. The leader in that competition at the moment, a North Korean, Pae-gil Soo. Hungarians with a tremendous tradition of pommel horse working. He does stick his feet out, which rather spoils his line, but the quality of the work otherwise is absolutely fantastic. Those long legs, hauling them round, the travel whilst doing the Thomas flares, spindles on the end, and then up into his dismount. Good rhythm all the way through, kept it steady, and delighted that it all went so well. In many ways, the most difficult piece of apparatus for the men. If you, at any stage, get that center of gravity in the wrong place and don't keep your hips under your shoulders, you're in real trouble. Silvia Mitova from Bulgaria. Shaleni's score 9.625. Mitova very much leading the Bulgarian challenge. With that scandal just before they left home, Vrodieva, Kristeva and Peneva all found guilty of taking drugs, and there getting in 2 twists, I think it was, as she came off the top. Yurchenko gets round backwards. Yes, and it's 2 twists. She scored 9.837 for her first vault. And look at that, gets around with the 2 twists in a very complicated vault. A little bit low at the end, but she got all the way around and a smile of triumph. Just splits the legs as she comes off, but a double twisting Yurchenko. And 9.875, she improves up into 4th place. And that should see her safely into the final. In fact, with just 3 to go, she's absolutely there. That's Lee Chunyang, just waiting for the judges. He's about to perform on floor. The world high bar champion from Indianapolis. Came 8th in the all-arounds, and China 2nd in the team competition. So he came away with a gold and a silver. Lovely full in back out in the straight position, and my goodness, he held it straight too. Good variation, 2 fronts, back and then a punch front. Comparatively simple tumbles, but put together in combination and performed stylishly. They're going to catch the eye of the judges. Side somersault. Always seen plenty of those from the Chinese. Tong Fai used to do a double side. Double straight back again. Ooh, had to windmill the arms, but held on to it. Winces because he knows that that will have brought his mistake to the attention of the judges, but he had to do it to hold his balance. This is Mirela Pasca from Romania. Last to go. And a little bit untidy on the landing, but got through it. .675 for Lee Chunyang. Mirella Pasca finished in the end on vault just behind Gogian, so she's failed to make that final because with Milosevic, the defending world champion, already qualified, they can only put 2 through, and that's Gogian and Milosevic, so Mirella Pasca will be doubly determined to qualify for this one. And there, Igor Korobczynski. One of the great floor workers of all time. World champion in '89 in Stuttgart and again in Indianapolis in '91. He was favourite there for the gold medal, but made a mistake on his pommel horse and didn't even qualify for the individual all-round competition. Held on to his floor though, and this would make it a hat-trick. Oh, look at that. He makes it all look so easy. Bela Karolyi taking no notice of him behind, just getting things ready. Oh, and a beautiful landing again on the double straight back. There he is, the champion in action, showing that he's lost none of his flair and his skill on the floor. Two-time world champion already and going for a third. Now this is interesting because this is Valery Belenki electing to go on the pommel horse. It will really just be a demonstration, but it'll give him the feel of going through his pommel horse exercise under competition conditions. He doesn't have to do this because he's already qualified as world championship for the final. But hoping, no doubt, that he can just intimidate his opponents a little. Look at those glorious one-arm circles. It's such a good body line, such a good rhythm. Oh, the hand changes at bewildering speed. Well, that wasn't quite as smooth as I've seen him do it. Just going there into the shears section, but then wonderfully smooth again as he pirouettes into the dismount. Mirella Pasca, 9.862 her score on the asymmetric bars. Korobczynski too on the floor, with just putting on a demonstration, of course. The two great Russian gymnasts getting up there and just showing all the other competitors that if they want to take those gold medals away from them, they're going to have to work very hard.
Milosevic is last year's world champion, therefore
And now another world champion about to strut her stuff. Evgenia Milosevic.
Également en démonstration au saut de cheval, la championne du monde 1991, Lavinia Milosevic, Roumanie.
And Milosevic just getting the field of the arena as well. Full twisting Yurchenko she comes up with. Well, that's the end of the first section of the competition. 5 pieces of apparatus, the finals decided. We'll take a break. Welcome back. Well, a chance to see a couple of the other routines on tape. This is Marc Meyer from France. Through to Honma and back up to handstand. Double layout back, just a little step back on the landing. These championships in Bercy at the Palais Omnisport in Paris. So our French director is of course going to give us as much as he possibly can of the French gymnasts. A chance for them to take the spotlight. Well, we know the finalists, and we'll see the tables for them hopefully in a few moments. The floor, pommel horse, rings for the men, and the women's vault and the asymmetric bars decided. There'll then be a break of half an hour in this competition, and the gymnasts will come back then for the other 5 finals to be decided. Kerry Strug from the USA on the vault. Really fast through the twist there. Typical American shape for a gymnast. Very powerful. For Yurchenko, that's that arrow spring to put you backwards onto the springboard, and then the back takeoff and 1.5 back somersaults with a twist off the top of the horse. Just going exactly through the rehearsals that she needs to remind herself of where to concentrate. Again, that very, very fast twist. She didn't appear to get tremendous height off the top of the horse, though. We see that more clearly now in slow motion. Really a thrust there off the top of the horse. But she's qualified for the final. 9.862 puts her in 6th. Well, this first section over, we're going to take a break in a few moments for Eurosport News. Tables taking some time to come up. We'll, of course, update you on all of those, and we'll be back in just half an hour or so with the second 5 finals. Last here they are. There's the men's floor finalists. They're the 8 qualifiers through from the competition. Sherbo in the lead. Yul from Korea, who we saw perform so well in second place. 2 Chinese, 2 Japanese, Misutin and Sherbo from the Commonwealth of Independent States. Now you've got to add to that the Frenchman, who qualifies because they're the host nation. Sorry, I'm now confused myself. That's not so. They only got through to the semi-final, but you've got to add the world champion. They're the minor placings. But it's the top 8 plus the defending world champion, if he's competing, who go through to the final. And anybody who's in equal 8th place, of course, goes through, if it's equal, all the way back. And there the pommel horse results. Paigil-soo from North Korea holding on to the lead there. Korobchinsky and Sherbo, the 2 Soviet gymnasts, equal second. 2 in 4th, the 2 Chinese. Everybody packed together there almost in country. And 2 Japanese again. Add to that Balenki. And there the minor placings. And with Balenki being also a Soviet gymnast, the second of those Soviets has to drop out. So that will be Sherbo. And on rings though, Sherbo up there at the top. And Balenki, in fact, even though he's there in second place, won't go through. And Smilbrat of Germany just missing out. And the women. Boginskaya, 9.912 for her vault. And that means she's really getting her act together and going for it. 2 Soviets there, Milosevic through as world champion, of course. Yeah, the minor placings, little Salume from Canada. And finally, the asymmetric bars. Now, Kwang Suk, the world champion, not competing here. So there's the top 8. Lu Li from China in the lead, 9.887. There are the minor placings. They really don't mean too much. Those people will not make the final. And so that's our rundown on the first 5 finals. They're decided. They'll be competed for tomorrow. We'll leave you now as the audience take a break here at Bercy, but we'll be back in about half an hour.